to develop that sound, your own sound, right? The sound of your own voice.
Yes. I think a great way to do it is, because some people would shy away from just imitating other composers. Honestly, I think that's one of the best ways to find your sound. You definitely gravitate towards a certain, and this is nothing new. So many people, sometime for kicks and giggles, look up what some of the greatest composers who have ever lived during the like classical romantic era, Baroque even, who they look to as their guiding star composing wise, and they'll say Bach. So many of them go back to Bach as, you want to know music, study him.
Go to Bach.
And obviously Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, all of these people, they had their own sound, but they had musical heroes that they listened to and learned from as well. So I think it is important to gravitate and listen to a lot of music that you like, that you love, that you can't get enough of. And once you're saturated with that and you get a healthy dose of that, I think your voice, your natural distinct voice, will come through in the music that you're writing, even if it's in the style of one of your musical heroes. And so to me, it's consume a lot of the music that you like and that resonates, and then start writing and see what comes out. And I think a lot of times it's very organic, and then people can pinpoint it. Like you said, other people are probably better at pinpointing what it is they like about your music than you yourself will be. But I think it's always good to have heroes. Look up to whoever you're looking up to and love. Don't shy away from that. Don't think, oh, they're going to taint my sound. They're going to help you find your own sound.
Yeah, that's a great bit of advice. I heard the great Rick Rubin, who's the music producer, talk about something similar, which is, if you go and try to, let's say you're going to try and replicate or try and imitate in some way the John Williams sound, right? When you're composing, if you do that, it's not going to sound like John Williams. It's going to sound like Aaron sort of aiming at John Williams, which in itself already has a distinct and interesting shape to it, right?
Yes.
So I think that I really agree with you. I think it's a great way to kind of develop that. Is it the same with acting? How do you do it with acting?
Yeah. With acting, I think so much of it is natural. Music is the same, but I think a lot of times, you practice and you practice and you practice, and then slowly those things develop and you kind of figure out those things. But I have found acting to be so instinctual. And the people that I respect and admire the most in the acting world, and, I especially lean comedy. I love good comedy, and I think it takes a lot of skill to do comedy, and
they say it's the hardest genre to do, right? As in acting.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes. Even though it's definitely, I hear comedians all the time, comedic actors, express their frustration, for example, of they're never acknowledged at the main, I would say more at the Emmys, but never at the Academy Awards. There's just not a lot of respect as an industry given to comedic
For the comedy
films.
folks.
Yeah. But the ones that I have heard interviewed, a lot of them would say the same thing, that even though they did a lot of training, they did, improv and have studied under certain actors, but a lot of them didn't. And they just, a lot of them express the importance of going with your gut. And like some people thrive under learning under great teachers and mentors. But I think that signature that you're talking about is there very, very early on. And it's a natural thing that comes out as you do it. So
as you do it,
I think a lot of acting, at least in my experience, again, I think there's a lot of broad perspectives on how people approach this. But for me, I am better when I go with my instincts, not when I over prepare.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.